Hi, I'm Euge Valovirta, and this one is about Neural DSP's Nameless X plugin in Quad Cortex. Let's listen to a song first that I quickly wrote for this video. What you hear is the Nameless X plugin, no post-processing. Rock and roll. Alright, that was the song, and I recorded the right rhythm guitar afterwards. I'd filmed myself. So the left rhythm guitar and the solo, that was the one take, and I just pressed the lead button on when I did the solo stuff. And anyway, yeah. So this preset is available for free to you at my Cortex cloud or whatever it was called. Where people can download their Neural Quad Cortex presets. Link is in the description below. So I'm just gonna go through this pretty quickly to tell a little bit what was the ideas and stuff. So this is kind of like general presets. It's on the scene mode that I would use and have actually used this live. So there's 4 basic sounds. The heavy, which is the hex drive, and then surprisingly the amplifier. So let's check out how that sounds. Then the lead sound I used, that's the same amp, same everything. The only difference is that it's a little bit louder and there is the circular delay. Nice circular delay. And then the crunch, that's the same sound, same settings on the amp, but without the hex drive. Basic kind of AC/DC style Marshall crunch. And the vintage, there I actually change the sound. So if we check out this crunch and the heavy, then when we go to the vintage, there's a lot less gain because of, you know, not that much gain. I boosted a little bit low end to get a, you know, because distortion gain brings low end, so I am boosting the low end quite a lot. And this is kind of like your vintage Plexi style thing. That it does, this is to me this is almost like my well, pretty much like my JCM 2203 from '84, also known as the Bad Boy, and my Honeywell Plexi, like combined, and then there's more gain available, and yeah, but to me this is kind of like a hot rodded Marshall. That preset has a little bit of that circular delays going on. And then on the upper row I have basically the same sounds, but you know, heavy and then heavy with the delay. It's just very slightly there behind, but it's kind of cool for these kind of maybe a little bit 80s style stuff. Or how I've used this when I'm playing, like, you know, melodies. So, and I don't want to have the lead sound, which is a bit louder, but just your basic heavy sound, but with a delay. This kind of stuff. And then the crunch is the, you know, crunch with a delay. It's very subtly. In a mix, you don't really hear the delay, and that's my idea, because I kind of like dry sounds, but sometimes these, especially these circular delays where it's kind of left, right, center, it's almost like a reverb, so it creates space. But I like delay setup like this more than I like reverb. I don't usually use any reverb, or never really, but I use a delay kind of to create the space. I like that a lot more than I like a reverb on guitars. And then this vintage sound, this vintage chorus, it's the same, so there's the circular delay and chorus. And as you heard, there's no completely clean sounds. I really don't like, or I like clean sounds, but in a live situations, because this is pretty much like one of my live presets. So a little bit distortion, it cuts through better in a live situation, and you don't necessarily hear that, oh, he has a distortion, but it just when I pick lightly, it's almost clean. Cool. Okay, then let's go through what I have here. So the first one is the Fortin noise gate, which I have real one there, my favorite gate. Then the second thing is wah-wah. So you need an expression pedal if you want to use this wah-wah. And I've said it that when you press the wah down, it's 600 millisievers, and then it cuts off. And then there is a chorus, which is after the overdrive. It's the chief bass C2W in front. I like choruses in front of the amp. In a mixing situation, I many times add a chorus afterwards, but in a live situation, I like chorus to be in front of the amp. I just like how it sounds and feels. And then it's the amplifier. You know, there's my settings, but you can check this out if you download this. So I have adjusted these to the scene mode, so depending what a preset I'm using, they change a little bit. And then two cabinets. Why two cabinets and not one, even though this amplifier is mono? So these are panned hard left and hard right. And if it will be exactly the same cab with the same mics, there will be really no difference. But in this case, it's the same cabinet, but I have different mic setups. So it's a little bit different frequency thing, and it makes the sound a tiny bit wider, especially as I'm using in-ears. It just kind of feels my head a little bit wider than having one cabinet or two exactly the same cabinets with same mics. So on this left one, I have a 57 and ribbon 121, same position, same equal level. The right cabinet is the same, nameless cabinet, but with a 57 and condenser 184 microphone. So this gives me a little bit different sound, and that makes the whole image a little bit wider. And then after these amps, this isn't something that comes stock with Quad Cortex, or this doesn't come with the plugin, but you can download this. I forgot the name of the person, but I will put the link there. This is some new Quad Cortex user has downloaded or captured his BAE preamp. It's basically a Neve preamp. And what the preamp does to the sound, especially Neve, in Neve's case, you know, like when I'm miking my real cabinets, they are going through a preamp. Many times it's a Neve, sometimes I use API, sometimes SSL, but Neve is kind of the standard. So the capture is really good. It kind of captures the transformer thing, so the low end becomes a little bit more in control, and the upper mid top, it kind of smoothens that out a tiny bit. But the devil's in the details. So this is pretty much how I have my real amp set up here. So you know, I have my pedal boards, pedals in front of the amp, then the amp, and then I have 3 cabinets here that are mic that I can choose from, and then they go into the Universal Audio's Apollo X8, where I'm using Unison preamps. I used to have a real API and hardware preamps, but to me there's no difference between the Unison preamps. So they're great. Okay, so yeah, after both cabinets, both microphones setups, there's the preamp, and then there's a little bit of post EQ, because I don't remember if I mentioned, but on the song I didn't use anything. It was just this, the delays, everything recorded just like this. So this is kind of done in a way that your front of house mixer doesn't necessarily need to do much. I've got comments where the front of house was like open and that's it. So I have cut it the really low rumble off, and then I've cut it the really high highs. So it's high pass at 60 Hz, low pass at 8K. And then I've cut it a little bit of this low mid stuff, so 250 and 500, and a little bit of that 4K, and added tiny bit of presence with the 8K. And then the last thing is the circular delay, which is my favorite delay. I have a Lexicon PCM70 here, and this is the circular delay preset, which is here. It's pretty much the same. If there's difference, it's not meaningful. You hear that it's kind of circulates, you know, great delay. It creates kind of this pace, and even on this lead preset, it's not that high. So obviously you can tweak the mix if you want, or like more wetter sound. I like my sounds be pretty dry, so when you hear this in a band context, you might not even hear the delay, but it just gives this certain space, and it sounds really good in my in-ears. Cool. So this is the preset, you know, basic stuff, what you need, and the only thing you need to add, you know, is the new preamps, and then obviously if we want to use the wah is a Crying Deluxe. I have that real wah. That's my favorite of these wahs in there. Yes, I like it more than the Dimebag wah that came with the latest update. This is simple. I don't need to tweak anything. It just sounds good as it is and works well. So you need an expression pedal. I'm using the Mission expression pedal. Like that. Hey, hopefully you found this interesting and informative. Please check out the links on the description below where you can download this preset, and you know, hit the thumbs up bell button if you like this. You know the drill. We'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.